Today was very difficult and very long big dunes. So Shresa is stuck in the dune. So we are through the right side. But our car is just so very difficult today.
Hiroshi Masuoka, our new rally leader, and we also hear from Jutta Kleinschmidt. It was a hard special stage today, especially in the dunes. It was smooth because we had the second dunes at noon, and we really almost couldn't continue. The engine was so hot at that time of day. Engine temperature was 100 degrees C, so we had to slow down, and I'm sure a lot of other people will get stuck. This morning we had a little problem with tyre pressures. We didn't put a lot of air in the tyres, and therefore the car was like a kangaroo. It was bouncing because of the low tyre pressures. We knew that, so with more air, the car is jumping over the lumps and bumps a little better, and that everything would be good for us then. We did have one puncture, but that was nothing really. One puncture for Jutta, one puncture for Masuoka, but it didn't slow them down too much today. Coming up after the break, a little look back at yesterday's stage, some of the problems that were encountered by many of the riders and drivers. So stay with us for more on the Dakar.
Some songs just sound better behind the wheel. Tracks that make you want to drive simply for the sake of it. And these are the 60 original and best road tracks. They're the greatest drive songs ever written. All on 4 CDs or cassettes called On the Road. They're all the songs that'll stay with you, however far you're going.
Got a black magic woman. Got a black magic woman. Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear words they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. When I was walking in Memphis.
To get On the Road, you buy direct by picking up the phone. For your copy, call now. At Insight, we know great music when we hear it. Pajero. New rules. Back to the Total Paris Dakar 2001 with Mitsubishi Motors.
We're looking back over some of the action from yesterday and a little story that came along the way of Luc Alphon and his support truck. Now, look at these tyre tracks that are winding their way through the sand, through the rocks, and eventually you will find one of the support vehicles, the Schlesser Renault Elf support truck. It's a Renault Kerax. It's actually in the event, of course, as well, but it's carrying spare parts and there to help when one of the Schlesser machines has a problem. But look at this. They thought they'd found the right way to get to Luc Alphon's car, but there's a slight problem of a cliff in the way. Luc Alphon's car at the bottom there, that's the Renault Kangoo, the third member of the Schlesser team, and the guys in the truck finding that this wasn't really the correct route for them. He says, well, we came down here, down this little valley, we didn't see that there was just no way back up. So even with this truck, you can't manage to go down a cliff like that, so we're going to have to try and turn it somehow and go back round the top.
Donc là maintenant on va le tourner et puis on va lui faire remonter la pente pour le remettre dans la vallée.
So that's a bit of a task as they try now and work it out. Jean-Claude Caquet, Xavier Turlet and Philippe Garnier, the three members of that support truck team. There's Luc Alphon himself, the former World Ski Champion, World Cup skiing champion, who was helping out to dig their way and get that truck turned around so that he eventually would be towed back to the overnight bivouac. Poor Luc Alphonse had all sorts of problems with that Kangoo, not just on this rally either. This has turned out to be his 7th non-finish in 9 events in the Renault Kangoo, and for all Schlesser's success with the buggies, it hasn't gone quite according to plan with the Kangoo since its debut towards the end of 1999. So the challenge here to try and get the big truck turned around on this soft sand. Once the momentum's gone, of course, it's very difficult to get it going again. Luc Alphon saying Hubert Oriol has put some gravel down for them. And finally, they start getting that truck on its way and eventually towing Luc Alphon back to base. Taking a little look back again to some of the problems that many of the riders and drivers had yesterday on another of the very tough stages, the marathon loop stage. And just some news for you about some of the riders. We were looking there at John Deacon, who's actually had a good couple of days for a while after lots of bad luck earlier on in the rally. A number of lady competitors on the rally this year, but sadly the lady Swedish bike rider Maria Sandell did go out after yesterday's stage. Leaves a few ladies still in it. We've seen that Jutta Kleinschmidt is second amongst the cars. We've seen that Andrea Meyer on the bikes, the BMW bike rider, she's in 57th place. And Vanina Ix, the daughter, the 25-year-old daughter of Jackie Ix, former sports car great and former Formula 1 driver, of course. Vanina Ix is in 69th place. She's not driving with Jackie this year, but doing a good job still in the event itself. But as you can see, an awful lot had troubles through that valley yesterday. Now, in the truck race, there has been a few little problems, particularly for the Kamaz trucks on the last couple of days, with Kabirov and Cheguini both getting themselves into trouble. And this yesterday was the truck of Kabirov, number 426, which led at one stage but took a heavy landing, and Kabirov actually slightly injured, thankfully not badly hurt. Cheguini's also had problems the last few days. Andre de Azevedo then took the lead for Tatra yesterday, but today he got a 20-hour penalty. Kabirov and his team, however, saying that, well, we just went too fast over this dune, which we didn't really see properly. We flew over it and then broke the suspension when we landed. So that's what put Kabirov out. Today, Andre de Azevedo got a 20-hour penalty for missing a checkpoint. So, in fact, tonight, Carol Leprice, the 4-times winner in his Tatra, is in front once again of the truck section. Tomorrow, it's a day off, would you believe? Well, I say it's a day off, but of course, most of the guys will be working hard on their machinery, getting it ready for the next 10 days of the Dakar Rally. Plenty of work to be done. For those lucky works riders that have plenty of mechanics to do it, well, they will be able to get a little bit of rest. Don't forget, you can catch up with more information on the Eurosport website, www.eurosport.com, and you can ask questions on that. This is my last night as the Dakar reporter for this year. Tomorrow, Carlton Kirby will be taking